Hello, and welcome to my lecture on research. I'm sitting in Dean Wesley Smith's office right now in our house. I don't record in my office. I don't do anything but write in my office. And there's a reason for that. It's simply that I don't want any distractions, and I make sure that there are none. The only other choice I have for recording happens to be my laptop, and I look kind of stupid when I'm recording on that. So Dean has kindly allowed me to use his office. The boards that you see behind me and the art and everything is all related to Dean. I'm going to be recording this, I hope, over the space of an evening. I've never actually taught this topic. I've been scared to, because so many writers use research as an excuse to not write. Here's the thing, guys. Research is not writing. Putting new words on the page is writing. That's what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to write. And anything that gets in the way of writing gets in the way of you doing your job. So it's like this. Imagine if you were working at a day job and your boss told you that you had to get X many things done during the day, let's say 10. And you tell them, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't get those 10 things done because I was researching how to get them done. You wouldn't last very long at that job. Yes, you research in order to get things done, but you also have to do. So there is a way around that. Before you ever research anything, every day, you write. You get your new pages done, and then you do research. Yeah, I know you can't write the project until you've researched the project. Well, guess what, guys? Write something else first. Work on 2 things at once, or 3, or 5, or 15. I love research. It's one of the things I do best. I was trained as a journalist and I was trained as a historian. And as both, you learn how to research. And it's very important to what you do. Fortunately, I was trained as a journalist. And yeah, you have to get everything right, but you also have to get it done. As Tina Fey said in her memoir, Bossy Pants, the show doesn't go on when it's finished, it goes on because it's 11:30. That's the same in journalism. When I was a news director at a radio station, our newscast started at 7, whether we had material or not, whether it was researched or not. And I can't tell you how many times we bumped a news story, because we didn't have all the facts right yet. But eventually we would, and then we would produce the story and put it on the air. If it was time critical, we only put on what we were sure of. So what I'm suggesting to you is make absolutely certain that you are working on at least 2 projects at once, and every day you get your pages done, whatever that is. It's 1,000 words or 10,000 words. I don't know how much you write in a day. But make sure you get that done before you ever think of researching. For me, I think of researching as my reward. I love to read. If I start to read at, say, breakfast, I never ever get any writing done. So I'm not allowed to read until I'm done with my writing. It works really well. Yes, there are some days I don't ever get to the research. It simply means that the research project gets put off a little bit longer. That's the way it works. Now, I'm considered one of the most prolific writers in the country, and I still do a heavy amount of research on many of my projects, and that's how I do it. I write Project A while I'm researching Project B. And sometimes I write Project A while I'm researching Project B, and I'm thinking about Project Z because I really want to write that one, so I'm collecting books for it. Research is very important, and it's not important at all. And we'll get to all of that throughout this lecture. But right now, I want you to evaluate whether or not you're one of those people who's actually watching this video instead of writing. One of these people who always tells people, eventually I'll get to writing that project, but I'm researching it right now. If you're one of those people, then this video is for you, yes. But the first thing you need to go do is go sit down and write something. Something you don't have to research. Something you can make up off the top of your head. The other thing we're going to talk about here is that I'm only talking about fiction. Nonfiction is a different animal. Yes, I've written it. And I'm not talking about, I will talk a little bit about research for nonfiction, but not a lot. We're going to make sure we cover some of that here, but it's a different animal and I don't want to deal with it in this particular instance. So if you're a researcher, not a writer, stop this video now, go off, write something, come back. If you're a writer who's been thinking, oh, I should write that project and it's going to take a lot of research, then this is the video for you. There's a whole bunch of ways to do it, and there are a whole bunch of ways that we can work on together to get you to the right place in order to continue to write your story with some verisimilitude and some, accuracy and maybe some pointers that'll make it a little bit stronger.